Hello, everybody. I'm the Wasteland Viking, and welcome back to Shadowrun Returns. Last episode, we did the tutorial, made our character, our dwarf rigger, Trevoke, and found out that our old friend Sam Watts has been murdered or killed. We don't know, just killed, and there is a reward for finding whoever did this to him. And we get, what was it, 10,000? I don't remember. Like 10,000 credits, essentially, new ones. But, found out that he has a dead man switch in his head. And when he died, it activated it and sent us the message. All right, your plane hits the SeaTac tarmac with a jolt. Welcome to Seattle. The chilly northwest rain obscures your vision as you step onto the tarmac. Before long, you're sitting in the cramped backseat of a cab, following the signal from Sam's locator chip into the heart of the Redmond Barrens. Organ Grinders, a legal chop shop for body parts, whether from the living or the dead. If you're hurting bad enough for doings, this is the place to sell a limb or an organ. It's also a good place to dispose of an inconvenient body while making a little cash on the side. This franchise is the closest thing the Barrens has to a morgue. It seems this is where Sam Watt's body has ended up. You open the door and are assaulted by the smell of death and bleach. Lovely. Computer, let's get into it. There we go, thank you. New objectives. Ask the coroner about Sam Watts. Alright. Cool. I'm in the back. Alright. Come on. My camera's being a little stupid. The smell of death and decomposition wash over you, only slightly masked by the minty fake fresh of industrial grade and antiseptic. Alright, my game seems to be problem. What the hell? Oh, there we go. Do I have to do that every time now? That's dumb. Alright. Sorry. Huh. Alright. Dresden. Alright. Doesn't look like we can examine anything at the moment. What the hell is wrong with this? Hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf whistling a tune. His broad grin shows I love my job, a little more than you'd want or expect from someone in the chop shop trade. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, though it might just be a stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. Sorry, didn't expect any visitors at this hour, and some asshole at corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you, sir? Are you the coroner? Thank you. There we go. I'm John Dresden. Dwarf name is John. That's a little interesting. The Organ Grinders branch manager here. So yeah, that makes me this franchise area's coroner too. And you are? So being a security guy, I would guess that he would be a bit more formal with how he says things. So, yeah, Trevoke, I represent a man named Sam Watts, and I'm here to look into his murder. He frowns. Interesting. A dead man makes for a strange client. What makes you think he's here? Sam had a locator chip embedded in his skull. I followed it here. I see. Well, you're right. He's here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though. The press haven't caught wind of it yet. What with it being all the way out here in the Barrens. So who told you he was dead? Yeah, 100,000 new ones. Sam did. When his heart stopped, 100,000 Niren was wired to a security amount in my name. I find the killer, I get paid. Let's do this one. This one seems more the, greedy. Well, I don't know. I don't want to be, over information wise. Get too much information. Sam's digital ghost. When his heart stopped, I got sent a recorded message asking me to bring his killer to justice. Guess he had a hunch. The dwarf raised his eyebrows. A smile wiped the suspicion from his face. Dead man's switch, eh? Fascinating. I was working on him earlier. He's over here. Come on, game. I don't know why the hell my thing isn't, moving. He's my second Emerald City Ripper victim. The third one was downtown. Ripper, huh? I guess the classics never go out of style. He sighs. Not my title. That's what the Seattle press insists on calling the killer. All I know is that, like the original Jack, our Ripper knows how to handle a scalpel. But this one's even more twisted. He or she always removes an internal organ from the victim. Be a little sarcastic. Delicious. Trophy hunter. What was it? Watt's liver was cleanly cut out. How about the other lucky contestants? The first victim's heart was missing, and the third had the spleen removed. Dresden, get out here. McCluskey. Looks like an orc. I'm here about the new Ripper Vic, Sam Watts. Alright. Let's examine his body. Sam's body is half covered by a sterile surgical sheet, his face an ashen white, for the first time without a smirk on it. Below the chest, there's a small pencil-thin incision covered in dried blood. Beyond that, the corpse is immaculate. It would seem that the killer knew exactly what they wanted from him and took it. Next to Sam are several plastic envelopes containing the evidence found on his body. You can examine evidence through the bag without spoiling it. Alright, so it looks like he's got a few things. Business card. Moving things around, you can make out that it's a card from a place called the Seamstresses Union. There's something handwritten on the back, but blood has made it illegible. Alright, cred stick. It's a standard, cheap, unsecured cred stick. No way of knowing what's on it without slotting it. So we can take it or leave it. Well, he doesn't need it anymore, and he's already giving us a buttload of money anyway, so let's take it. Sweet, 300. You slot the cred stick into your PDA. 300 is added to your account. Awesome. Look at the purple shirt. It's Sam's shirt. Several of the buttons are missing, and blood has thoroughly soaked it. The bag sloshes a bit in your hand. So it looked like he was still wearing a shirt when the Emerald City Ripper got to him. Look at the handwritten note. You can only see part of the note, given the torn off bits and bloodstains. Sam, I feel terrible that we have been long to say I'm sorry. See you there. Love, Jessica. Alright. Put down the evidence bag. Basic medkit. So we got one of them. Alright. Oh yeah, so at the beginning, whatever we had, since it was just the tutorial, it kind of gave us, like, example, like, what things we could have. But, when you actually start this bit, it resets your inventory. Which was something I thought was weird. It was like, at the beginning, the last job that you did, it's like, you have a pistol, you have your stuff, like a drone. Like, where's my drone? Every rigger needs his drone, but then all of a sudden I don't have it. You know, I don't get it. Alright, let's talk to McCluskey. What is? Alright. Towering over the diminutive coroner is a homicide detective right out of the central casting. If you ignore the tusks, pointed ears, and Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave from a mile away. McCluskey. Okay. So this new Ripper, Vic Watts. Name's familiar. Did his mother kill herself a while back? Oh yeah. The thing about this game, it has some dark, sensitive subjects on it. For people that are, sensitive to that kind of stuff, I'm sorry, this probably isn't a thing for you. But it kind of dips into some, sensitive subjects. The coroner frowns. So you insisted at the time. Come on, she offed herself. I had it on very good authority. Now let's go, Dresden. Give me something to work with here. This Ripper case is my ticket to a lieutenant's badge. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stuns the target with a combination of drugs and magic, then removes a single internal organ while they're still alive. The perpetrator is most likely right-handed with a slim hand that knows its way around a scalpel. Has a decent understanding of human and metahuman anatomy too. So, I'm looking for a whacked-out surgeon? Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who still use scalpels anymore. These days it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. Could be anyone from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. You're no damn help, dwarf. I was going to say elf. The Lone Star detective finally notices you. You note his superhuman powers of observation. Who the hell are you? Alright, so, like I said, if you have certain dialogues, you can use ability to kind of roleplay it into it, since we only have a 3 strength, 2 strength even, so we can't do that. It's all grayed out. Are you the detective on this case? I was hired by Sam Watts to assist you in finding his killer. The dreck you were. You get anywhere near my investigation and it will be you on the slab, dwarf. Dresden, get me more. I'm putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. What an ass. Sorry, I'm gonna... yeah, for some reason it just doesn't seem to work. Alright. Dresden looks amused. Do you always make friends that easily? I'm great at dinner parties, too. Be straight with me. You really gonna work for the dead man? Sam was there when I needed him. I'm going to return the favor. Fascinating again. Detective McCluskey. Weird dwarf name. It's like... Did they run, like, American... like Boston-based names and just kind of went with it. Isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'd convict his own mother if it meant another 10 urine a week in his paycheck. Plus, he's on the take. You have honor after a fashion. I try to honor the dead in my work, so we have that in common. Well, yeah, and we're dwarves. Come on, that has to be something in common, right? What can I do to help you? On the take. Who's paying to hold his leash? I don't know, but someone with some major polls has been looking out for McCluskey's career and wallet. What was that McCluskey said about Sam's mother? The official report is that she committed suicide about a year ago. Aren't you the official in that sentence? My name's on the report, but my actual findings left some doubts. I can't say that it wasn't suicide, but there were unusual bruises on her upper arms, and she didn't use her dominant hand to pull the trigger. I was told to drop it, so I dropped it. What are organs worth these days? A whole healthy body can be worth a bunch of new but individual organs, not worth as much anymore. What with all the synth and cyber stuff on the market these days? Organ Grinders only deals in the recently deceased. There's plenty of other chop shops that aren't as picky though, and they don't care where the bodies come from either. Who still uses scalpels? Doctors still learn how to use them in their first year of medical school, as do coroners, but neither profession uses them much anymore. It's possible some of the slimier chop shops still use scalpels, I suppose, but I wouldn't know where to look. Have you heard of the Seamstresses Union? It's a nearby club in the Barrens that attracts lowlifes. You'd probably like it. I guess I'm a lowlife. I don't think of myself as one. Me, I'm not really the going out type. Always too much to be done around here. Plus, the dead are just easier to get along with. I mean, I guess that's true. I just need to know one more thing. Where was Sam killed? You know, I might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you find anything useful? Okay then, I'll go do that. Open the morgue drawer. Alright, so we got 2 karma out of that. Alright, alright, so on here it just tells us what we have. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there. So we got 2 karma. We can spend them now or wait. We could get a little bit better with the rifle. So we have 3 quickness, so we could at least get the 2 skill in rifle because it costs 2 karma points to get to the second. Or we could get better drone combat, possibly. But we don't have a drone yet. But I guess just because we don't have a drone yet doesn't mean we can't, you know, improve our stuff. So then when we do get one, we can just, you know, just have a better one. Sure, let's do that. Because from it seems like our ranged combat isn't going to happen much. So what happened was that we had the drone, and we only have, I think it's because we're plugged into it, so we're actually using an action point to, like, run the drone. So yeah, let's actually get some more drone control, or drone combat. Confirm. Alright. Sounds good. A few things we can grab here. Possibly. Basic med kit, right? And a dog wagon basic trauma kit. Oh yeah, so because we have a point in biotech, I think it increases our hit points of healing. It's 10. Huh. I wonder if it's like a 5, then 10, then it goes to like 20 or something like that. I don't know what the system is with that. So we still got our data jacket, at least it's not like we have to pay for that. That's good. The cold storage drawer is labeled John Doe, but the internal thermostat is set to 21 degrees Celsius. I'm an American, and I in my head I can't just, I don't know how to, you know, turn that into Fahrenheit. Isn't it like 50-something degrees Fahrenheit? I think. Or like 40, in the 40, I don't know. I can't convert it into my head like that. The cold storage drawer opens to reveal the fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest. In addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair you've ever seen, the body seems to be in very good condition. Whoa, easy there. Alright, Jake Armitage. Alright, Jake, what you got? In one quick move, he jumps down from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up in a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. You spot a data jack drilled into his temples and some shamanistic tattoos peeking above his collar. An interesting combination. So yeah, a shaman and a rigger. That is an interesting combo. Part of me was thinking of doing that, like to put some stats. Since we're going into Charisma, might as well do that, but I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. Is it 6 yet? I don't feel like... It doesn't feel like 6 yet. What do I look like, a damn alarm clock? Give me a break, chummer. Haven't had my soy coffee yet. That's, coffee, pretty much. Well, so much for a good night's sleep. On the plus side, I noticed you haven't killed me yet, so that's good. If you aren't after me, then what's your story? I'm looking at the death of Sam Watts. The coroner seems to think you can help me out. Sam, eh? Glad somebody cares. We used to drink together every now and then, over at the Union. Decent enough guy. Always in trouble over something or other, though. Yeah, it's true. Jake yells towards the other side of the room. John! Is this guy cool? Yeah, he's on the level, working for Sam, believe it or not. Some sort of dead man switch. I thought you could help him out. Maybe even stop moping around the shop all day. Thanks for volunteering me. Alright then, the name's Jake, and you are? Call me Rogue. Nice to meet you. Well, it sounds like you're taking a dive into the deep end here. John's right, I might be able to help you out. I was with Sam the other night, the night of the murder. Poor guy. He was hanging at the Seamstresses Union that night, tripped out, and rowdy. I'd been laying low there for a few days after a bad run. Mrs. Kubota asked me to throw Sam out, so I did. But out in the alley, some gangsters got the jump on me. Damn, maybe I need some soy calf after all. John, could you grab me a cup? Get your own damn cup. My hands are dirty anyway. Now what's wrong with this intestine? I like the descriptions, it's fun. Thanks, John, you're a real pal. Anyway, there's a bad, fat, corp bounty on my head. Like I said, my last job didn't exactly go according to plan. Out in the alley, a few Halloweeners got the jump on us. Damn gangers thought they could turn a quick profit off of my head. Okay. Sam stumbled off during the night, though, and that's the last I saw of him. Until he turned up here, dead on arrival. Reminds me of my last stay in this place. Really, you've done this before? It's a long story. I end up in the morgue more often than the average guy. Yeah, Jake. Jack. Yeah, Jake. He's a regular. Should have started a rewards card, Jake. A few more visits and you get a free night stay. I'll hold you to that, John. Anyway, they found Sam's body less than a block away from the Union, missing liver and all. Tell you what, you look like you can handle yourself in a fight. I could use some backup to settle the score with those Halloweeners out there. Their leaders got the whole gang searching the barrens for me. I need to get rid of that asshole. In return, I'll take you to the place Sam was murdered. It's not safe to hit these streets alone at night, trust me. Maybe I'll throw in some decent supplies while you're at it. What do you say? I do like a bit of street justice every now and then. Alright, Jake. Count me in. Great, I've been hiding out here ever since that run-in with those Halloweeners. Whiny bunch of gangers. But this stretch of the Barrens is their turf. Hell, I'm surprised you even made it to this morgue in one piece without packing some heat. Very funny, Jake. You can sleep in the dumpster tomorrow. So, you need a weapon? So, we're good with the rifle. I shall ask for the rifle. Got an AK-97. You don't like library windows, do you? Never mind. Here's a rifle you can borrow. The hell's that got to do with anything? So, ready for an evening out on the town? Tell me more about these gangers first. Well, they're one of the nastier gangs in town. Their symbol is a flaming jack-o'-lantern. But you wouldn't like their version of trick-or-treating very much. Around here, they're led by a troll named John Paul. See, troll named John Paul. Why? I mean, it's the style of the game, but it's so, like, normal. It's too normal. Especially for a troll. He's got all the Halloweeners and the Barons looking for me. We take him out, maybe I can breathe a bit easier. Just watch my back, don't make me regret this. I'll follow your lead. The Halloweeners aren't looking for you yet. We can leave whenever you're ready. Alright, well, there's nothing else here, you know, keeping us. So yeah, this yellow symbol is like, are you sure? Do you want to, you know, head out into the Barrens? Sure. You cannot save your game during conversations or mid-action. Alright, the Redmond Barrens. Run in the Seattle sprawl, and sooner or later you'll find yourself in the Redmond Barrens. It doesn't matter your business, the Barrens doesn't like you. Take 1 part radioactive wasteland, 3 parts dog-eat-dog slum, add a dash of tourist trap, and you've got a recipe for mean as hell. Another reason why I like this game is that it does have the wasteland post-apocalyptic kind of vibe as well with it. And those are one of my favorite genres of games, movies, and or books. Any kind of thing like that, I love. That's part of the reason why, you know, Wasteland Viking. But, yeah. You leave the sanitized death and formaldehyde of organ grinders behind, entering the anarchy and desperation of the streets. Jake stops a moment to breathe deeply, filling his lungs with motorcycle exhaust, radioactive dust, cordite, and who knows what else. He exhales with an expression of wry contentment. The stench and grime tell him he's home. All right. So this is what Seattle looks like, you know, in whatever year it is. I wonder how bad some of the other towns are going to look. Like, you know, here in Utah where I live. I don't know. Holy smokes. Yeah, I like that. Organ grinders. I was hoping that changing the... just a minute, I'll be back.